Have a really good think, because somebody you know could earn you a lot of money for very little effort. Think, who do you know that wants to buy a property in Spain? A colleague, a mate, someone in your family, a friend of a friend? If you know someone, go to welcome-estates.com and click the Refer a Friend link. If they buy, you'll pocket a nice chunky thank you from one of Spain's leading estate agents. T's and C's apply. All details at welcome-estates.com.
Welcome to part two. We're joined by Kent, the most eligible bachelor in Northern Ireland. Isn't that right, Kent? Women love him, men want to be him. Are you there, Kent?
Yeah, come back to what you said there, Russell. So you think about it, we haven't really had any really good domestic heavyweight fights at, for British title.
Yeah.
And it goes back to trinket belts. I think trinket belts have actually devalued the British title. I think the board have been toothless with these trinket belts.
Toothless? Toothless?
Yeah.
It's just disrespected the British title, isn't it? And all the other belts around the British title.
Yeah.
People don't even want for area belts when they can get a WBO global.
You look at these stupid belts that they've got. This he was a European champion. He was IBF European champion. You're not the European champion. You're not continental champion. No, you're not a continental champion. You're not an international belt. I think it's just absolutely embarrassing. These crap. I actually think sanctioned bodies probably makes more money out of the trinket belts than they do with world titles, because the regularity of trinket belts. There's so many trinket belts out there. You could be fighting 2 and 3, and you could just pass them around like pass the parcel with trinket belts. I think it's an absolute joke, and I think the British title just doesn't hold the value it did even 10 years ago.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. What do you think to that interview with Prince Patel? Say on IFL that I think he's in a lot of trouble with board actually after that now. But from what I'm hearing, have you seen it? What he said about Isaac Lowe's wife? How disgusting!
Wow,
man!
Russell, I don't want to go down that. I actually, this is the first I've heard about it. I think that's wrong. I think I can't. No, you can't. No, that's completely. That's disrespecting boxing. That's disrespecting the sport. I can't have that. No way. I think I actually feel sorry for Dean White.
I hope Isaac Lowe lights him up.
I think there's Dean White trying to give the guy a chance, trying to build his platform up, putting on small hall shows at probably a loss. He's brought him in. He's given him a lifeline. He's trying to get him an opportunity, and all that. I can't have that. I think that's disrespecting.
That's the most vilest interview I've ever seen. Right?
I haven't seen it, Russell. But
oh my
to
God.
be honest with you, I just don't find that. I find that disgraceful. To be honest with you.
Shall I play it on here?
No. I don't want any part of it.
Oh well, what if anybody wants to watch it? This is how vile boxing's got. Go and look at Prince Patel and how disgusting and vile that is. Saying that about a travelling man's wife, that is disgusting. To say that about anybody's wife, but do they think that Isaac Lowe's going to take that on chin? Could you imagine that him whipping something up here with that fight now?
That fight couldn't go ahead now after that. That would be a security, issue. Yeah. There's no way that those two guys could weigh in together. There's no way that they could do a press conference. You couldn't have those guys within a 3-mile radius of each other. It would be absolute chaos. It would end up really, but when things like that happen, it takes it beyond boxing. It takes it beyond personal. It takes it outside of boxing where anything can happen, and that's not good. Yeah, I've absolutely no time for that. That's disgraceful, to be honest with you.
Do you know if that were me? Do you know what they should do? They should have just gone out and put a billboard up and paid me, and I'd have made sure they got a big billboard up where they wanted. Do you know what it'd say? Prince Patel, aka Omar Sharif, versus Isaac Lowe, aka Bamba Gascoigne. Something like that. That's a bit tongue in cheek and gets them talking. Instead of that, just
No,
with violence
no.
like that.
I think that's an issue the board need to look at with a license. We can't. I hate that. I just think that's making boxing look even worse. Boxing's not in a good place at the minute. We look at all these YouTube fights, look at all these YouTubers coming in. They're getting ranked by sanctioning bodies. People are watching all this crap. We've got all these circus fights on the zone, all these YouTube. I'm not going to say what they are. And boxing's in a really bad place. Look at even amateur boxing. It's going to lose its status in the Olympics. Then you have that. Wow, why would you want your children to be involved in sport like that when you're hearing things like that? I no, I've absolutely no time for it, to be honest with you. I think it's disgraceful.
Yeah, I do, mate. I do. I think it's a joke. Whoever's put him up to that, or if he's done it off his own bat, he'll be in a lot of trouble for that. Now you can't make things personal like that. Keep people's wives out of it. You can. You know what I mean? Same vile sexual filth like that. That's disgusting, man.
Awful. I think we had that. I don't think we had the severity of it in the Ben and Beefy Smith fight. I think that was wrong too by Junior. He wasn't half humbled after that.
What
But
did he say? Like,
he said that thing about Liam Smith having extra
yeah.
Mardo affairs.
Yeah.
Don't
And
know
then
where he
he
got
said
that
something
from.
about him with other men or something, did he? Or I don't know.
Something like that. It just was really.
Oh, he said
It
he's never
took.
had a bird or something.
Yeah, he's never been seeing me a bird or whatever, and that was a really good fight. I was looking forward to it. Once you have that, once you add that in, it's terrible. It just takes away the quality of the fight. It just makes it about something else. It makes it not about boxing, about the sport, and I think the board need to get involved. I think the board need to be really stringent more with promoters. There needs to be a criteria for behaviors of fighters, and they don't have that. They don't have a strict behaviors template that fighters have to abide by. And for me, like young people watching that and people getting into boxing, the casuals, it's just terrible. I haven't seen it, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to watch it. I think it's I don't like that negativity. I think it's really bad.
Yeah, so do I, mate. So do I. What do you think to May 27th? We've got Conlon on BT, Woodlarder on DAZN, a Coley Billum Smith on Sky all on the same night. You think Robert Smith's not done his job?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think there needs to be. Well, you've got small hall boxing that goes all on over the UK. There's small hall fights all over the UK, which is fine. They're more area based. They're more territory based. You've got those fights there. You've got 3 world title fights all happening the same night. It's not so much the promoters that are taking a hit. I think the fans are going to have to choose. I don't think you can fully enjoy a fight when you're flicking between BT and Sky and the Zone. I don't think you can actually enjoy the fight as well, the experience. I think commercially, I think if all them fights were on individually, you know, they would be a lot more successful now. The Conlon fight, is in Northern Ireland, so it's a different territory. It's going to have maybe a different territory of fans. But the likes of Wood, Lara, and Okoli, and Billum Smith, that's the same territory. That's the same viewers. So I think scheduling. I think it's really poor, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good for the commercially. I don't think those 3 fights are going to get the commercial benefits from their fight than they would on an individual standalone night. They're not going to get the viewership. They're not going to get. You take out the Conlon thing. Well, you look at Billum Smith and you look at Wood, Lara. Commercially, they're not going to be as viable because there's another, there's going to be another event on a different channel. So it doesn't work out for the promoter as well. It doesn't work out for the fans. It doesn't work out for the fighter. I just think it's a bit of a mess, to be honest with you, Russell. I think the board, you look at that interview you were talking about there, that, there's nothing there now that fighters had to abide by. There's nothing now that promoters need to look at, scheduling. There's nothing commercially there that they need to stick to. There, and even as far as drug testing, the board is in an absolute mess at the minute. Mess. There's no criteria for anything.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Do you think we need a change? Because Smith's been there 15 years, hasn't he, now?
I think boxing needs a rehaul. I think we need a massive. They're doing it with the amateur system. They're setting up some sort of, they're setting up some sort of board or body for the amateur system. But for me, I think it needs a massive rehaul. But I think it's actually too late now, Russell. I think it's too much out of control.
There'll be too many lawsuits, won't there? There'll be too many lawsuits, won't there?
Absolutely, yeah.
They won't conform to government getting involved. They'd all be in bits, wouldn't they?
And the government have got their own messes to deal with. Never mind come in and clear up boxing. So that's not going to happen. But I think boxing's in a British boxing board. I think need to really, and as I say, there needs to be a massive rehaul. It needs modernized. I don't think it's modern. I think it's stuck in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I do, mate. I do. What do you think to them women lobbing drinks at each other that way in Kent?
You look at the crap that's going on in the zone with all these misfit shows and kind of the razzmatazz and the crap that goes on with that. And I think it's crossing over now into boxing. And what people can't differentiate is professional boxing and YouTube boxing. YouTube boxing isn't actually boxing. As such, I don't class it as that, but it's actually drip feeding in to professional boxing.
Yeah,
and people can't differentiate it.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. Ken, do you watch G-Man boxing? Is he from your neck of woods?
Haven't seen his channel. No, I'm very. I have to watch it, but I haven't seen his channel.
The Irish kid sits on his settee and just does a video, tells it straight. I've been watching him last few days. He's all right.
Yeah, he seems to be doing good views now, and good luck to him.
People should go watch him. G-Man boxing. I think very good. Very good breakdowns of it all. Yeah. All right. Tommy Frank, would you like to see him in with Patel, Prince Patel?
To be honest with you, Russell, I'm going to be brutally honest here. I don't want to watch Prince Patel, especially after that. No, don't. I couldn't care less if he's fighting King Kong, or I just don't see. I don't see any place for somebody that has been out of the British boxing fraternity for a couple of years, and Dean White's given him a lifeline to come back in and build something and build some sort of fight for him and his platform and his promotion, and he goes and does that. I don't want to see him against anybody, to be honest. I couldn't care less who he fights. I'll not be watching him.
As Dean White asked him to say that. I mean, if he's his gaffer,
Definitely not. I don't think so, Russell. I don't think
no.
Dean would. Nah, Dean wouldn't. I don't think Dean is that type of guy. To be honest with you, I think Dean's just trying to, build his
Give him a
own.
chance.
Yeah, he's trying to give a guy a chance.
He's gone off on one.
Yeah, and it's got carried away. I think Dean's trying to build his own boxing promotion. He's trying to build something. He's doing things at a massive, like that last card he put on. It was a massive. He had a massive loss. He still went ahead with it. He still got fighters out, got fighters paid. He's trying to build something not on TV, and he's brought Prince Patel in as a name, kind of a name, some sort of name value fighter. He's got like Yusuf Kamari there, who Eddie Hearn dropped after a loss. He's trying to build these guys and get them into positions off TV. Really, really hard. And he's brought him in, and to be honest with you, it's just put that back. He's just put himself back 6 months to a year. He's trying to build something. That fight maybe could have done some sort of platform, but after that, no, you would want to put him on a platform after all that. Like,
Yeah. I
what's he? What it's going to be like this. What's he going to say next? How could you control somebody like that? You don't know what you're going to get.
Well, he's capable of, isn't he? They could whip up some kind of riot, couldn't he?
That could be a mass. That could be that could be a mass security risk. That would be chaos, absolute chaos. And someone said that about your family, like you couldn't blame them, could you? Really?
Yeah, but you can't say that about travelling man's wife to take it really.
Can't say it about anybody, any human being. No, I think it's disgraceful. I can't see. I feel for Dean White. That's what I'm trying to say. I feel for him trying to build, trying to bring fighters in, get them an opportunity. It's just wrecked it. Like, I'm
Best
sure
thing
he's
about
saying
it is
himself.
Isaac Lowe's missus would probably punch holes in him herself. You wouldn't need Isaac to do him.
But you're probably right there. Oh, you're probably right.
You know what I mean? Is it over for Big Meech?
Commercially, yeah, it is. It is. It's like
As the
we're gonna
mask
get.
slipped.
It's gone. See all this talk. Yeah, we're gonna get him out 3 times a year. There's no way that they could afford to pay AJ 3 times a year to fight knockovers with nobody watching it in arenas. That doesn't make commercial sense. There's no way that's going to happen.
Yeah. There's no way at all, is there?
Well, much are they paying him? Much are they paying? Much would AJ
They
get
got
paid
about
for
15
Franklin?
for that one against Franklin. Franklin probably got $500,000 or something.
What do they bring in at the gate? What do they bring in for pay per view? You times 15 times 3. I don't think Matchroom are going to pay that out to build AJ and put him in a fight where he's potentially going to get put in the orbit against the Wilder. Nah, they're not going to recoup that money back. No way.
Yeah, not good, is it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make the commercial. Before it would have made the commercial sense. Not now. Not now. It's beyond that. I think it's. I think that money ship's passed. I don't think he's the cash cow that he once was. He doesn't bring in. He doesn't generate that revenue that he did, and I think it's impossible for Matchroom to go out and pay him the 15, 20 million 3 times a year. That doesn't make sense, Russell, commercially.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Nah.
All right.
It needs to be a big fight or nothing next, and if he wins it, he's back there. But if he doesn't, it's game over. Like he's in the halfway house at this stage, Russell.
What about Joyce against Joshua now?
No, it doesn't make sense. No, I wouldn't. You've got 2 heavyweights. You've got one coming off a loss. You've got one coming off a terrible performance. I don't think there's any money in that really at all. I think if it's for AJ next, Russell, he's an Olympic champion. He was a unified champion. He shouldn't be he shouldn't be getting
warm up.
nah. That's gone. You should be at a level where you should be able to fight anybody, Russell. Anybody.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you, Ken. I agree with you. All right then. What about the situation with his trainer though? Are they going to gel, or do you think he'll change trainer again before December, or what do you think's going on there?
Spence is the priority. Earl Spence is the priority there. If AJ thinks he's the priority, he's daydreaming. Earl Spence is Derek James's priority, regardless of anything. Everything that scheduling around AJ's career this next 2 years is going to revolve around Earl Spence.
He's
when
got,
he's fighting.
He's obviously Derek James obviously training Spence for Crawford, isn't he?
Yeah, you know it's.
He don't train Crawford. He's training him for Crawford. Sometimes I get
Yes,
my
yes,
words come out wrong.
everything is going to revolve around training time, scheduling. Everything is going to revolve around Earl Spence.
You think
And
that
if he
Derek
does,
James will have seen something in Joshua that he ain't that good? Do you think he'd have seen that already?
he's not stupid. You know, he's not stupid. He's getting a lot of money for. There's no way that Derek James
He's
is
going
going
to
to
tell
be.
Joshua what he wants to hear, isn't he?
I don't know about that, but
But in
he's
his
getting a
own
lot.
way, but in his own mold, kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah. You know, for me, Joshua his hand should be a lot further down. He should be throwing shots. He should be throwing power shots. If you could get AJ throwing 4 combinations around with power shots, you know, it'll be hard to take that power. But he doesn't have that in his locker anymore. I think Derek James is there for the raid. He's getting money. He's getting a lot of money for it. You know, it's free money outside of Crawford. It's free money for him outside of Earl Spence. So you can't really blame him for it. Sure, you can't. It's just like topping up his income outside of Earl Spence.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean. All right then. Beefy Smith. Where's he going now?
They're just waiting. Just gonna sit back. He's number 1 mandatory for Yanabak, who's a
He's like
WBO
a
champ.
boxer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's WBO. He's WBO mandatory for him.
He's in a good position, Beefy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a good position, but the Yanabak fighter's no money in that whatsoever.
He
For
deserves
him,
a position, Beefy, really, doesn't he?
well, he's went the traditional route. He's fought everyone. He's done things the traditional way with Joe. He's had big up. He's won a world title. So
Joe
yeah,
did well for him, didn't he?
very well for him, and Callum as well. You know, he got them. You know, you look at that fight against Callum Smith during the pandemic. He got him that massive purse in that fight during the pandemic. Like that was a masterstroke in itself. Even though Calano kept on waiting for so long, you know, as he does. But yeah, Joe's done well for all his fighters. All his fighters.
Yeah, he has. Do you see Eubank and Beefy happening? Rematch?
It looks now it's going to be Pacquiao against Krusher in a misfit fight. Then you've got it's going to be. It looks like it. I don't know. I think commercially for Eubank and Beefy, the only fight out there for them is that fight, the rematch. I don't think credibility wise. I think if Junior went and fought Krusher, I think his credibility would go down the pan. Like I think after, you know, everything that's went on, and you're just going to accept a fight against a guy that's failed 2 drug tests just to cash out. It doesn't look good. I think if he wants to avenge that loss to Beefy, I think that would be a really big domestic fight in the UK. I think that would be a stadium fight. I think it would be a pay-per-view fight. I think we'll get a lot of interest. I think commercially It sounds better. It looks better. I think it's better. I think it's more viable for him to do that than go after Krusher.
Krusher Ben. What next for
Yeah.
Krusher?
Where's the B sample?
They failed at Kent. They've already done B samples. They failed them
There
both.
you go. Well, he's failed 2 drug tests. He's crying about mental health. He's crying about, he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. He never had to fight for anything in his life. He's talking about that. How could the board sanction someone that was talking about suicide on an interview? Doesn't make sense. With that, does that make sense for us? How could it be safe for the Emmons to how could it be safe for the board that the license someone that was talking about all those, if he was going through that, is he not going to have to go through and get counselling and get some sort of help? I don't know where he goes.
Still driving around in his car with heated seats and fluffy steering wheel when he's got mental health issues.
Yeah, he's meant to have mental health issues, but he was trolling, Chris Eubank Jr. on Twitter after he lost to Beefy Smith.
And that's part of his mental health, because mental health covers everything.
I don't want to hear him. I think it's a joke. He was drinking a glass of wine a night and all. That's a bad time. No, that was Nigel. Nigel was talking about he hit the drink bad, but he was drinking a glass of wine a night. Absolute joke. This fight in Saudi against Pacquiao, if it happens, is a massive stain on boxing. It's a kick in the nuts to boxing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. It's a slapping nuts, isn't it?
It's becoming just. I call it a misfit fight. So I do.
Tell me about this Jared Anderson and Moses Atoma, whatever, because they're going to meet down line, aren't they?
I would like Moses. I think the hype around Moses. I think he's a really good fighter. He's a massive prospect. I think he can get exposure without the hype. I think that's what I don't like. I think he's very young heavyweight. It's going to take time for him to mature into a heavyweight. He's got all the talent in the world. He's a massive puncher. He's sparred everyone. You've got the sparring stories, but I think they just need to take the hype away from it. You can build a fighter without hype. You can build a fighter without hype. And you look at AJ. AJ was built on hype. And look what happened to him. And Moses is a really good fighter. He's that good. He doesn't need to be built on hype. He just needs to be kept active. And the hype will come with the performances. That's what I think. I think he needs to find a weight that suits him. I think he needs to mature into a weight that he can generate power, that he can maintain hand speed, that he can maintain output, that he can maintain fitness. I think once they find that with him, I think the next 2 years with him, because he's such a young heavyweight, it's going to be a fact-finding mission for them. I think Jared Anderson is a monster fighter. I think he can punch with both hands. He's slick. He is a brilliant fighter. I think he's going to be in the Who Needs Him club for the next couple of years. I think Bob Arum's just keeping him there until till whatever happens with Fury and Usyk. He's going to be the next. For me, he's going to be the next heavyweight champion.
You reckon? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. He's not a one punch. He's not that one punch heavyweight, but he boxes really well. You look at what he does off a pivot. Look at him punching off the pivot. He is absolutely devastating. So he is devastating, and I think when you have a fighter like that there who's so good punching off the pivot with either hand, great head movement, good feet, he's devastating. Who would want to fight him in the top 15? Nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, look what he did to Jeremy Forrest, who, in my opinion, beat Zhang 2 years ago on a Triller show.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. He's a really good heavyweight.
Yeah. Where do you see Joe Parker going now?
I don't want to see Joe Parker. I'm sick of seeing Joe Parker. Like I'm just sick of watching him.
How come he
I
won't
don't.
go?
I'm just sick of him. I want to see domestic fighters. I want to see those fighters that you spoke about there, likes of, I want to see the likes of Fraser Clark, David Allen, Solomon Dackers, even the likes of Tommy Welch coming through, even somebody like Moses Atuma. They're all really good fighters. Manny Harris is another decent heavyweight coming through. They're all decent. Even Johnny Fisher in the mix there. I want to see those guys fighting each other. I'm just sick of seeing Joe Parker get these opportunities.
What do you think to Johnny Fisher's old man, aka Billy Bunter?
I'm bored of it now, Russell. I am. I'm bored of it. It's boring now.
I've never seen some. I didn't know there were that many Chinese dishes. Did you?
No, I'm bored of it. It's just boring now, Russell. So it is. I want to see the fighter. It's about the fighter for me. It's not about anything else. That's just boring now. We're
going wrong, Kent. We're giving these people too much airtime, and it's becoming
about them.
About the characters around the fights than the actual fights now, innit? It's he said, she said, and there's little on Ern and Warren, and you've got Simon Jordan and Ern having a go, and the Gad having a go with him, Conor Benn, and all this.
Oh, it was brilliant. That was brilliant. Yeah, you know what? They find these wee pockets of play, the work off and the salvage off, and it has a half-life of a lot of months, and after that, it's just boring. It's just it's the same old crap, and that you can only watch somebody eat a Chinese meal so many times before it gets boring, or talk about Chinese food so many times. They need to change the script. They need to freshen it up a wee bit. How about just getting in, having a fight? How about that?
His dad?
Yeah.
Who with?
No, I mean Johnny Fisher.
Oh no, Johnny Fisher Jr. is not going to fight anybody who's going to prop the shows up because he's the only ticket seller, isn't he?
Massive, yeah. Well, he's a big ticket. There's guys there like Tommy Welch Jr. Tommy Welch, Scott Welch's son. He'd be a good fight for Johnny Fisher. I think that'd be a class fight. So it would be really good fight.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. What you got planned for the rest of the day, Kent?
Work later on. Going to work tonight. Work till about 11, and that's me. Maybe go for a run here. Maybe hit the gym before it. That's it. That's it for me, Russell.
I've got
simple man, simple life.
I've got Max on after you shortly.
When's he boxing?
The boxing in June. So I think he's going to come on and give us the big exclusive in a
minute. Sky Sports News, world exclusive, Max.
Team Max. So, yeah, he's had a lot of requests for tickets. So I'm sure he's got a bit of a following now, hasn't he, Max?
Yeah, well, that's what it's about now. You look at guys there who don't sell tickets, and you look at guys that are probably ability-wise better fighters than Max, but they don't sell tickets, so you're not going to get opportunities. So you know how it goes, Russell. If you don't sell tickets, you don't get opportunities, and that's just the way boxing is now, isn't it? It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business, and it can do your head in. So I'm going to have Max on today. I'm going to go sunbed, and I think I'm going to go to Meadowhall, bit of shopping. I hate Mondays, Max. I always end up at Monday Club, local boozer on a Monday. They call it the Monday Club because nobody wants to do it on a Monday, do they?
What's that? I don't like Mondays. I actually don't mind Mondays, to be fair. I just take every day as they come. Every day is a blessing, you know. So
Might go down my
just
own hands and take my cue down and just lose myself in a game of pool on my own for about 2 hours or something.
yeah, every day's the same. Just every day's a blessing, Russell. So it is, regardless if it's Monday or if it's Wednesday, if it's Friday. Every day's a blessing.
Yep, it sure is. So, okie dokie then, Kent. All the best, mate.
It's good to hear from you, Russell. All right.
Good to hear from you, mate. You take care, Kent.
Take care, Russell. All the best.
Cheers. Well, that was Kent, all the way from Belfast in Northern Ireland. Women love him, men want to be him. The most eligible bachelor across the water. So, good lad, Kent. Good lad. We've got Max on in a minute. This will be good. I wonder if he's been training. Austin Maxey. Running up hills in the morning in Scarborough. It's all good stuff, isn't it? It's all good stuff. I think a game of snooker's in order today. Snooker or pool. Later on, okie dokie then. Before we go, if anybody's interested in being a promoter for Welcome Estates, all you have to do is share a link on your social medias, get in touch with me, porkycorner@mail.com, and I'll explain how it works. Got to be in it to win it. Okie dokie. Peace out.
Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.